This is the Red Beard Podcast.
Hold on to your butt.
Do we really suck? Or is this guy really that good?
I have one speed, I have one gear. Go!
Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Tony from the Red Beard Podcast. You guys know who's here with me.
It's me. It's Cooley.
Hell yeah.
Cooley.
So, hey guys. I am back. I took last week off. We had a very special guest, Rob, on. But I was busy getting married. And now I am married. I like married life. It's great.
Dude, it's been a week. Give it some time.
You need to relax. I really do, man. Everybody keeps asking me that, so I feel like I got these questions pre-planned. They're like, "How's married life?" And it's great, man. I'm happy. It was a good decision. I'm excited. I am not on my honeymoon yet. I am going on May 7th. These are like questions people have been throwing at me.
Yeah.
Why are you here? What are you doing? So, yeah, man, it was the best day ever. And it was a blast. And
it was a lot of fun.
And yeah, because you were there and you were pretty intoxicated. But it was free beer and wine all night. That's the point, right? You get a little drunk, man, and I got a little drunk, and it was awesome. So, but anyways,
I was so mad because I bought stuff.
What do you mean?
And then I went to the bar and I bought stuff like liquor and stuff, and then Paul was like, I was buying rounds. I was like, I'm gonna buy a round for everybody. So I was like, Paul, what do you want? He said, I'll have a whatever the hell the free beer was, like a Blue Moon or something like that, right? And then and I asked his girl, I said, you want anything? She was like, yeah, I'll have some red wine. So I'm like, and I go up there and like Court's like, yeah, I'll have a margarita, and I'm like, yeah, well, I'm gonna get a Captain and Coke, and I go up there and I get the Captain and Coke, I get the margarita, and then I'm like. And then he hands me the other two, and he's like, "Yeah, these are complimentary." And I'm like, "Well, what the fuck? Nobody told me that shit."
There were signs on the bar, by the way.
So then I went. The next time I went back, I came back with friggin' handfuls of glasses of wine, and I just put them on the table, so I didn't have to keep going back and forth to the bar, and I was just chugging them.
Oh hell yeah, man.
Yeah,
it was the best. Dude, it was such a good time, man. Me and my boys had a great time. It was awesome. But I am back, and we got some stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
And it sucks because this happened yesterday. I was pretty bummed about it. Prince died. So that really sucks for a lot of people and for the music industry. For anybody that is a fan of or listens to music, knows who Prince is. Even if you've watched the Super Bowl in the last, 7 years, he was on the Super Bowl. I'm not a huge Prince fan, but I will say when somebody says Prince to me, I always think of the song "Party Man" from the 89 Batman, where the Joker goes into the museum and breaks all the stuff, and that's playing in the background, and that is for me is my favorite Prince song because of that movie. I don't know about you. Were you a big Prince guy? Did you like Prince?
I love the stuff that he released that was top 40 hits and shit.
When Doves Cry?
Yeah, all that stuff.
Purple Rain.
But I never owned a Prince album.
Yeah, me either.
I'm not that guy. I don't own Prince albums or I wasn't a big Under the Cherry Moon fan.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My boy Rob, Rob.
Yeah,
Rob is huge. He was actually in the Providence Journal today talking about how he was such a fan of Prince and how he changed his life and shit, and I'm just like, cool, that's great.
Yeah.
And our boy Andy at work, he's a huge Prince fan.
Oh yeah.
And I understand how somebody can be a huge Prince fan, but it's just that's not. I like his music, but it wasn't me.
Yeah, it wasn't my type of music. I like some of his songs, but I think he kind of came back on the map in a big way when Dave Chappelle started doing Prince on the Dave Chappelle show.
That's what I think of when I think of Prince. It's like, would you like some syrup for your pancakes?
Yeah, exactly.
Bitches.
Right.
It's like,
and it is funny because Prince actually used Dave Chappelle dressed up as him for the cover of one of his albums.
Really?
Yeah, and it was one of his albums maybe 2-3 years ago, and Dave goes, what the fuck am I going to do? He goes, sue Prince for using me on his album as him. So it's awesome. I was like, it's actually a really good point. But
that's got to be
that's
so
an honor.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Prince uses you dressed up as him on your, that's awesome.
It's crazy meta too.
Yeah, it is. And what's funny though? Prince is one of those guys that can get away dressing the way he does because he's Prince. Like, the only other guy I know to do it, well, they're like rock stars can do it, but like Steven Tyler's another one. He dresses like a chick, but he's cool because he's a rock star. You know what I mean? Like, he's Aerosmith. You know, I don't know, but Prince did come out at the last Grammys with like a fro and these glasses and a circle on his head where he looked like an 80-year-old grandma. I was like, you're not in the 70s anymore, dude. Like, come on.
Yeah, I don't know, like his, like, it's just weird to me. It's weird. It's just weird, like, choices that he makes for his wardrobe, and I just, you know, Prince or no Prince, it's still weird. I don't think he makes it cool. I just think that because he does it, like, nobody else does it because it's just weird. Nobody's
gonna question him because he's Prince.
Nobody's gonna question him because, like, you know, fucking nobody questioned Michael Jackson, right? Like,
right? Yeah.
We picked on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, your nose is fucking stupid.
Your nose is stupid.
Like,
you're not white.
Yeah, your nose is stupid. You lost your pigmentation. What the fuck is wrong with you? But your music's awesome.
Yeah, we love your music.
Yeah, and he's a millionaire 50 times over, like 20 times over, 100 times over, right? Yeah. Like you can't question that. What can you do?
Yeah,
but you're not going to go out and buy, like, you know, a friggin' British military captain's jacket and, you know, throw on a glittery glove, right? Like, nobody's going to dress like that.
The only time you dress like that is on Halloween.
Exactly.
Anyway, but I think, like, yeah, I mean, it's a good point. I think Prince, you know, overall, though, you know, mad respect to him for doing what he did for the music industry. A lot of people loved him, but, you know, R.I.P. Prince. That sucks. 57 years old was too young. Moving on, I definitely need to talk about this. I know you're not a big Blacklist fan anymore.
I'm a huge Blacklist fan.
But
I only seen the first season, though.
Yeah, so that's not. If you were huge, you would be caught up. So, so basically, my problem is that not my problem. I was just very surprised last week when, you know, Elizabeth Keene died. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why is she dead? Like, but there's a lot of things, and I would love whoever's listening to this to comment on that. Andrew Kavanaugh and I shared a couple texts back and forth when this happened because I know he's a big Blacklist fan, which is why he wears that fedora. But and he admitted it. But I just feel like there are a lot of things in the episode where we see, and I forgot the character's name, but she basically kind of cleans up Red's messes, and she comes in and calls Red out on one part of that it was his fault that Elizabeth Keene is in the situation that she is. In the episode, they got into a car accident and she was pregnant, and like she had a placental like rupture, and they had to make her like induce labor to get the baby out. But in this whole process, it looked like everything was fine, but then she started going into like cardiac arrest and all this other stuff. So, but that woman went in to actually talk to her, and we see the conversation happening from a distance, but we don't know what it's about. And my theory is that they kind of did a little bit of a Romeo and Juliet trick where maybe they gave her something that makes her seem like she's dead because her heartbeat is slowed down to so much, but she's still alive. Where it basically is her chance to get away from Red with this baby and Tom Keene, who is there to actually like hold the baby. And he even told like Red, like, I don't want you a part of this kid's life, like stay away from me and the child. And Red agreed to it. So it's like he's gonna escape with the baby, and then like she is going to like he's gonna think she's dead, but she'll just like end up like meeting him after. You know, I have a very hard time believing that she is actually dead. So I just feel like that'll be a very stupid way for her to go out.
Right.
And we haven't found out their relationship yet either, which I feel like if she died, they would have told us if she wasn't coming back, but they're still keeping it a secret because she probably is going to be coming back.
Right.
So,
and we all know that she's his daughter.
No, I don't know. I don't think that she is. There's a lot of stuff in there where it's already been explained that she's not his daughter.
We all know that she's like his niece then.
I don't know. I don't know what the relationship is, but I don't think it's blood. I don't think it's blood connected at all. Which is it's just
we all know that they're like fifth cousins,
maybe. So that's still blood. But anyway, so anyway, So I don't know. I'd be very interested to see what you guys think. Famke Janssen's actually going to be in the next episode, and she's just slamming.
Jean Grey.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yep, she's coming in. She kills it. She was awesome in How to Get Away with Murder as well. She's been doing a lot of stuff lately.
Have you ever seen Hemlock Grove on?
Yeah,
it's so good.
it was wicked good. I've always found her extremely attractive, and she only gets hotter as she gets older. So I'm excited to see her in the Blacklist. I think she's going to kill it.
She was in Taken as well, right?
Yeah, she was the mother.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the other topic that I really need to discuss with you because we've been going back and forth with it.
All right.
So I posted something on Redbeard Podcast Twitter and on my personal Twitter, Tony Amaral III, and it was a poll on who you think would win, Predator or Wolverine.
Yeah.
And a lot of people now there's a superhero beatdown video I think that kind of triggered this poll that I saw months ago, but it still pisses me off because I saw it and I was like, I don't think that's the way we go down. But it was Wolverine and Predator and they asked all these people at like Comic-Con or whatever the hell they were, like who they thought would win, and everybody was like Wolverine because he like has a healing factor and he's fast and all this stuff, and I'm like, all right, cool, like I can see that. But a lot of people said Predator because he has all this like really fancy weaponry, he's invisible and all this stuff. And then they did the video and Wolverine ends up winning. And I was kind of like, that's so bullshit because that is not the way that this fight would go down. Because I'm a huge.
So like, I think the fight was like in that video, that particular video. I think you're right. I think the fight was, it wasn't the way that the fight would go.
No,
I do think. Go ahead, finish what you're saying. I don't want to say what I have to say first.
I just feel like it was pretty weak. Like I feel like the Predator got his ass kicked. You know what I mean? Like, and Wolverine just like kept going. Like, there's this one part that makes no sense. Like, which bothered me with that video is like, you see the Predator, he's got infrared, he can see Wolverine, right? So he sees him, shoots the shoulder cannon at him. Wolverine goes underwater, right? And then all of a sudden, like, he's behind the Predator, like jumping off a fucking tree. Like, Predator's got infrared. He would have seen him under the water. He wouldn't have just not been able to see him get out and run behind him and get in this tree. Like, it didn't make any fucking sense to me. And, like, I get he's got a crazy healing factor, but, like, he's getting shot with shoulder cannon, like, over and over and over again, and he's just not taking any damage. Like, yes, he can heal, but he's still going to get hurt. You know what I mean? So, and I feel like, he can shoot him in the head. He's got an adamantium skull, like, whatever, but also there could be a moment where, like, the blades come out, he's holding by the neck, blade goes through the fucking eye, into the brain. Like, cool, you have crazy healing abilities, but your brain isn't going to heal itself if it's fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It has, though.
Well, no. He got shot with an adamantium bullet in the movie. I don't know what you're referring to.
No, he lost his
memory. Right.
In the movie.
The movie. Well, if you're going by the movie, but, like...
Which is the same movie that sewed Deadpool's mouth shut.
So anyway, moving on.
All right.
I think, anyway, I think that like talk about that for a second. At what point am I missing? You said that, okay, well, his brain has healed before. When?
This is like comic book stuff. Like,
yeah.
Like, so like there are times where, he's been shot in the head. He's been, like Sabretooth in a Sabretooth fight. Like Sabretooth has the same healing factor, so he's clawed Sabretooth in the brain before, and like Sabretooth is healed from that and come back. And it took him a while, but he comes back from it. You know what I mean? There's no like their healing factors are pretty like unless he's like he got his head cut off. Exactly. Unless Predator succeeded in actually like ripping his fucking head off and his skull and severing his spine, which he can't do
because it's adamantium.
Right? So like there's a lot that goes into play here.
But let me stop you there for a second. Mm-hmm. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's adamantium, like it's indestructible." Well,
it is.
Yeah, well, that's how do you know that? Because Predator's metal is not from Earth either. Who's to say it's not just as strong? Boom. What are you going to say to that?
Well, no, that's a very valid point.
So it totally could happen.
It's a valid point. Chances of it being just as strong or whatever is, I don't know.
I like how that sentence went nowhere.
Yeah, no, that's the answer. I mean, like I have no idea. Like that would all be up to the writer.
Okay.
Right, and whoever's like writing the thing, it's the strongest metal on Earth. It's not the strongest metal in the universe.
Thank you.
Right. So, point. Now, here's my piece.
Okay.
Very likely Predator gets him with the shoulder cannon, blows a hole in him, thinks he's dead, goes over to picks him up, gets ready to fucking do his thing where he pulls his head off, and Wolverine wakes up and just sticks his claws through the Predator's face without even like. That's it.
Yeah.
Fight's over. Like, I mean, it's not even like, I think even if it wasn't much of a fight, if it was like a 5-minute thing, that's how it goes down. Like, because the Predator is going to be, he's not aware that Wolverine's going to be able to get up from that.
Yeah.
And he's going to go over there and his guard's going to be down. He's going to pick him up. He's going to go to finish the job, and Wolverine's just going to be like, psh, pop, done.
Right.
Like, and that's the thing. Like, Wolverine, and I said this in my, I said this in my post. I had 2 posts.
I saw. Yeah, one of them was stupid.
The first one, no, it's. Listen,
they're valid, but they're stupid.
They're very valid because the first one is Wolverine is a weapon, where Predator relies on his weapons and his gadgets, right? Like Predator is like Space Batman.
Right.
Am I wrong?
If you want to
Am I wrong though?
I mean, it's funny when you put it like that, but I guess
he's like Space Batman. And so like. He needs his weapons. He needs his when he drops all that stuff, he gets his ass whooped, right?
Somewhat.
Most of the time, like Danny Glover whoops his ass.
Yeah,
right?
but not in the comics, bro. Like, not all the time. Like, see, that's the thing. It's like you're comparing it to a movie where, like, in the movie, he's a villain. He's gonna get taken down. So in both movies, he gets taken down. Like Wolverine is not a villain in the X-Men movies. He's supposed to win, so he's gonna win. But it's like if you put Predator in like a situation where he's the hero. Like he would win. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, but he always goes down because it's just like the Thing, man. It's like in every movie he's got to go down. You know, he's got to go down somehow. I don't understand why that has to be the Thing. Like, he's got all these weapons, he's got all these gadgets and stuff. The Predator, and I'm getting so nerded out right now, but the Predator like species would not be around and surviving this long if they were always dying. Like there's you see him in the movies. There's like that one guy at the end of the second movie, that like elder Predator. He like throws Danny Glover the gun, and it's like 1750 on it. Like the guy, he's been around for like 400 years. Like, they're smart hunters. That's what they do. So it's like, yeah, like the one in the second movie got his ass whooped because he got all cocky at the end and let his guard down, you know, and like lifted his shit up, and then forgot Danny Glover had like that friggin' disc that he ripped through his insides. And then you got Arnold Schwarzenegger, like same thing. He got all cocky. Basically, Arnold Schwarzenegger's plan failed. It actually failed. He was supposed to walk through that thing and get pulled up into the spikes, but he went around because he's smart, but didn't realize that log was above him, which is what took him out. Mm-hmm. So it's like,
But that's my second point, though, is that Dutch did beat the Predator. He
did. Hands down beat him. Yeah, totally.
And I'd love to get your thoughts on whether or not Wolverine could beat Dutch. Because my thought is absolutely. Like, in my opinion, there's
Can Wolverine
no way.
beat Dutch?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because he's human.
Right.
Like, that's a no-brainer. I mean, he kills humans all the time. So that's why would you even think that's a thing?
So if he can beat Dutch, then by deferment, or is that what it's called? Deferment by
default.
By default. Thank you. Wow, it's a stupid moment. By default.
But see, that's reaching. Reaching. No,
it's logic.
No, it's not logic. It's a completely separate set of circumstances altogether. Just because he beat him in that way doesn't mean that the Predator couldn't win in a different way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And you're also like, again, you're comparing it to a movie where the Predator has to go down because he's a villain. You know what I'm saying? Put it in a different scenario where, you know, they're both on equal playing ground. Not either one of them is a villain. It's just a fight. It could possibly happen. There are ways. Are ways.
Listen.
I'm just saying, man.
We're boys, man.
No,
it's
I know.
Good.
It's good. It's a good. No, but I'm saying it's a good. That's why I want to have this conversation with you.
I can't see a scenario where Predator beats Wolverine, and you probably feel the same way in the other direction.
I will say Wolverine has a better chance at winning, but I don't think that the Predator is going to be beaten every time.
I don't think that the fight's going to be easy like it was in the video. And I think the reason why it looked that way and why those certain things happened the way that they did is because the production cost.
Oh, yeah, of course.
To drag that fight out and actually make it exactly the way that it would have been if they did meet, then that
that's a
probably,
ton of money.
Yeah, so they had to make it short and sweet, and certain things probably had to happen to make sure that was the case. So, but realistically, like if they met, it would be a very long battle. I mean, I could see that if it was a comic book series, I could see it being like a 4-issue series or a 5-issue series where like every page is like something's going down that's different. But in the end, because of it
really comes down to the healing factor.
They hunt humans, right? And when they come to Earth, they probably don't really know about mutants and the way that they, have different powers and stuff like that. And when they come up against somebody like Logan, you've got a healing factor that he's not going to be aware of. It's going to catch him off guard. He's going to think he's got him up against the ropes, and then all of a sudden, your boy heals up and then pops the claws in his face. And to me, that's the end result of every time they meet. That's the end result. They're just like, got him, getting ready to clean the skull, and it's just like, psh,
I got you.
Snicked, right in the freaking jaw.
I could see it. Yeah, I could see it happening. So, who knows? I mean, it would be cool to actually see that happen in a comic book.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's never going to happen. And if it does, Wolverine's going to win because everybody hates Predator. So it's just the way it happens. It's the way it goes.
Nobody hates Predator. I love Predator.
Yeah, but a lot of people in the comic books, like they're going to want to see him go down. Like if Wolverine gets taken out, like let's be honest, if Wolverine gets taken out by the Predator, people are going to lose their fucking minds. But if the Predator,
if it's well written, though.
Right.
Like if it's well written, if you convince me that that's the way that it happens, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Like that's all it's ever been about for me is like I need to see good writing. It doesn't matter like if you can prove to me that Predator bested Wolverine in a battle, right? And for some reason had all the all the information that he needed, everything, and actually just fair and square beats him, like, and it makes sense. Absolutely, I'd be all about it.
You know how he could win though? What if he what if they throw one of those because the ship has like missiles and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. They just throw like a missile and it blows Wolverine into pieces. Like I'm sure his head's gonna heal up pretty well, right? But it's gonna be separated from his body, so that's the end, right?
And that's the thing, like they have to establish somehow that their weaponry and their technology can somehow, affect adamantium in a way that's, destructive.
Mm-hmm. I could see that. Yeah, that's the one thing they have to. Yeah, definitely, I agree with you on that. I have to establish that. Mm-hmm. There's got to be. You have to set that up ahead of time, like if they're equal in strength. Because if it just for some reason his blade goes through that, they're going to be like, "Well, that's indestructible." Like, there's got to be a conversation that happens or something to show what the strengths and weaknesses are, so that when something does happen, it could make sense.
Right.
So I agree with you on that. While we're on this, so I definitely have a question for you because I listened to the podcast that you had with Rob, and you guys said something that it didn't. I want to say it rubbed me the wrong way, but it raised some questions.
Okay.
And it brought me back to the last time we were at Comic-Con. We were at Rhode Island Comic-Con.
Sure.
And all three of us, Rob was actually with us at that time, but we're walking up the stairs, and you said it loud enough to where a point where I was like, Jesus, like he feels strongly about this. Something happened where DC came up and you were like, fuck DC. And I was like, Jesus Christ, like, all right, like I get it. But like at the same time, like, why? I get it, dude. Like Marvel, right? Marvel has like awesome characters. I'm not going to take that away from Marvel. But why do Marvel fans have to shit on DC constantly? Can't you just like live and let live? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's the. Here's my problem. It's the attitude and the way that they do things that throws me off. So there's a lot of stuff that happens in DC that seems to happen pretty much like right after Marvel announces. So like Marvel announces that they've got Secret Wars, and then like, a couple of weeks later we find out, oh, we've got Convergence and it's going to be amazing and blah, blah, blah. And it's like the same shit as like Secret Wars, where it tears down like the whole DC universe and rebuilds it and stuff like that. But it's like, we're going to do this like, and they'll never admit that it was like, we're copying what Marvel's doing. Right. Marvel comes out with, their shared cinematic universe. DC is going to start a shared cinematic universe. There's nothing wrong with that, right? The problem that I have is that DC, and not all of the folks at DC, but there are plenty that do this, and including like the directors of these movies, they come out and they say stupid shit like, Marvel doesn't know what they're doing, and like, we have mythological characters and they're very iconic, and it's like, yes, they are. Right, but that doesn't mean that they're any more iconic than Marvel characters. Spider-Man is a character that is like friggin' like, it's a household name. Right. More people know Spider-Man than they do Batman and Superman. Like it's a fact. It's a known fact.
It's a
not
fact?
Many more.
So you're gonna say
not many more, but more.
All right, because I feel like if you say Spider-Man, like Batman's the next one you mention.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you know who Spider-Man is, you know who Batman is.
Yeah, you're in the same category. You know what I mean? Like they're not that much more like Captain America. Like, I mean, everybody knows him now. I mean, like before it was like, who's Captain America, right? But Iron Man, who's Iron Man, right? But the X-Men, Wolverine, like these are characters that are household names, right? Same thing. They're iconic. They're just like Batman and Superman. But these guys come out and they're just like, oh, we have these guys that are like, it's a pantheon, and we're gonna have very serious movies where you guys are all silly and blah blah blah. Your flavor of the week, like these kinds of things. Like the attitude pisses me off.
So it's the attitude, though. It's not the characters.
No, I love the characters.
All right, cool.
I love comic books
because when you say that though, like when it's like, so it's like like I know that you listen to all the DC stuff and like you're very on top of that news. And like comic books is your thing, but it's like when I hear you say that, like I'm like, what does he have against these? Like, I mean, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? So if it's the attitude and the stuff they say, like, I guess I can understand that.
Yeah, it's just like I get. Look, if you're a fan, I'm a fan of comic books. I love comic books, and I love story on top. Like that's the top thing. It's got to be a good story, right? And then art is like the second thing. If it's good story and amazing art, it could be like okay art, but if the story's amazing, I still love it. You know what I mean? But if you give me like half-ass story, right, and even if your art's amazing, it's still, to me, it's garbage, right? And a lot of times, like because it's Warner Brothers and because it's like like they just, I feel like they phone it in half the time, but then they also want to go and talk shit about other companies that are making money and doing it right, because they have a solid fan base and people that are like, actually enjoying their shit, right? And it bothers me because then once they start to fail a little bit, the tables turn, and now like now they think that we're bullies, right? And like I was like fuck DC. I was like fuck DC because DC they fired the first salvo. You know what I mean? Like it bothers me. It gets to me. It shouldn't, but it does, and it makes me, because when you're not perfect and you're still talking shit, it's like it makes me say, well, I don't want to have anything to do with it. Right. No, I get what you're saying. You know what I mean? It was like very like, because I'll never forget that. I was like, you like fuck DC. I was like, Jesus Christ. And there was like all these people around. I'm like, somebody might be a DC fan. They're gonna get pissed. And I'll be honest. I'm pretty sure when I said that, it was like it was more of a. Because you know how I am. I'm an animated. I was joking, I'm an animated guy. And, I didn't give a shit. I just thought it was funny. Yeah, and that was the point. I was trying to get some laughs out of people and stuff like that. So I mean, it wasn't like I don't hate DC. Yeah. I don't hate the characters. I don't hate what I hate sometimes what they do and what they represent and how they present themselves in the media. Mm-hmm. Where it feels like it's almost like. Patriots versus Giants at that point. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, why? You know what I mean? If you win and you succeed and you have a great movie, then it's great for the whole industry and like all the fans win. everybody wins.
Yeah.
Right. If Marvel has a great movie and you have a great movie, then that's just more great movies that we get to see. So why does it have to be, like Marvel's just flavor of the week and you guys, these guys are, the best heroes in the business and I'm making the best movies and, screw what they're doing. We're doing the best shit. Like, why does it have to be that? You know what I mean? And then you put out a half-ass movie on top of it.
Well, I mean,
like to follow up, you put out a half-ass fucking movie, and I thought the movie was good.
Yeah,
but it was not great.
Yeah, it wasn't amazing. Like, and I agree with that. I mean, I feel like, and we've already talked about this, so I don't think we have to like reiterate it. But yeah, I feel like they're trying to catch up to Marvel.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because the Marvel's had been working up to where they are now since 2008 when the first Iron Man came out.
But I guess my question is, why do you have to catch up?
Because they want to jump.
Why can't you start? Why can't you just start now?
Because it's one of those things where it's like I think they want to jump on. They're afraid of not jumping on the bandwagon while it's hot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's gonna be hot forever, man. Like this is something people say. Like superhero movies had their day in the sun. They're gonna fizzle out. Blah blah blah.
Well, Spielberg's saying that like the whole Marvel universe. He's saying like that's the new like Western shit. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like people are gonna not give a shit and all.
But here's the thing.
But now I feel like it's big.
Here's the thing. You have the Marvel universe, and it's superheroes, yes, and it's comic book based, yes, but you have so many subgenres, right? You've got political intrigue, you've got space opera, you've got like the heist style movie, you've got comedy, you've got drama, you've got like this kind of horror mystical thing coming out. You're gonna have a political drama mixed with military action when you see Black Panther. And you have all these different subgenres that it's not the same shit every time. So It's not just a superhero movie. It's not just comic book movies. It's movies, right? And they're putting different spins on classic ideas, and it's gonna go on forever, just like comic books themselves, man. Like I can't see a time where this is gonna just start decelerating, where it's gonna be like just like it's slowing down, and then they're not making as much money. The only time they're not going to make money is if you hand them bullshit. Right? You like if you look at the way that Batman v Superman started out, it started out making like $158 million in the first weekend, and then dropped 81% in the box office the following weekend. Is that because it's the best movie out there? No, it's because people went to go see it and then they were done. They didn't have to go see it again. Right? When Avengers makes over $1 billion.
Yeah, people kept going to see it.
Yeah, it's not because mad more people went to go see it, like different people. It's the same people that are like, I got to see that again, right? And again, I admit I'm one of the people that went to go see it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
right, because I thought it was awesome. It was a geekasm for me. I got to see all of my heroes on the screen at once.
Yeah. So
when you look at Batman v Superman and you say, the critics trashed it, and it's because of the critics that it's not succeeding. No, it's because of it. It's because the movie was not a good movie that it's not succeeding. Right? I liked it. I enjoyed it. Right? But I didn't love it, and I didn't have to see it again. If they released this movie with 30 more minutes in it, and it's the R-rated version, and it's like a different cut, and it's supposed to explain more things, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll make it way better, and who knows? It might redeem it, but I have very little hope for it.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to touch on. That there was an article on Tumblr, or a post on Tumblr by a certain individual, and I'm not going to call them out because I'm not mean like that. But this illustrates what I'm trying to say about the attitude of the DC fan base. Right.
I want to hear this because you talked about it, but I don't know what it was regarding.
So they say, look at the praises heaped upon Marvel as a whole. The MCU isn't praised for bringing superheroes into the mainstream. Rather, critics love it because it embraces the inherent silliness of superhero comics. Leave aside the fact that for the last 20 years, Marvel and DC's stories have been pretty serious and, dare I say it, dark. And then in parentheses, they say, MCU fans are now going into spasms at the mere mention of the word dark. And then it goes on to say the MCU apologizes for its own existence again and again by pulling their punches. No, guys, Tony didn't get rid of his suits. And adding jokes that undercut the tension. The message is, it's okay, popular kids. We think nerds are gross too. Now, and then it says, and what do you know? They get rewarded by those same popular kids. Then BVS comes, whose message is, we are an actual comic book movie, and we make no apologies about it. Get in line or get out of the way. They take themselves a bit more seriously, deal with heavier themes, and throw their punches in a way that actually makes an impact. And what do you think the reaction is? Ew, you guys are gross. Get away from the cool table and get back in your box. At the end of the day, yes, the critics are biased, but it's not against DC. It's against nerd culture trying to be respected as an art form. All right. So all I can say, I mean, like, if you hear what that says in general, it's basically just saying that Marvel is a joke. Like, their movies are a joke, and their movies are meant to make cool people like be able to make fun of nerds. And
but the whole argument is stupid. I mean, like, that guy, like, you can't say that and have it doesn't have any validity to it.
When you look at Winter Soldier,
it doesn't make any sense.
Right, when you look at Winter Soldier, that's a dark movie.
But regardless, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's saying that, like, Marvel movies are like that is so bullshit. Because,
it is,
dude, just look at what Marvel has done so far. Like look at the type of movies. Look at the fan base. Look at what the products the final products, what they've produced, the money that's gone into it, what the fans say about it. Like, it's like somebody saying that the Patriots are not good football players.
Right.
Like, it's so bullshit. Like, you might not like the Patriots.
Exactly.
But you can't deny they aren't a good team.
Right.
Like, you might not like Marvel, but you can't deny they don't make good fucking movies.
Exactly.
Like, it's that simple. It's like, if you're just saying that, you're just being an asshole and you're in denial. That's
exactly.
all and that's, what I'm saying.
But that's what every article out there written by a DC fanboy is saying. They're saying, like, Marvel's bullshit. DC released a great movie and we're shitting on it because we don't want DC to succeed. And that's not the case. I want them to succeed. I want to see 7 fucking movies in a year that I want to give my money to. Right? I want every month to be a new superhero movie that I go to see. It doesn't all have to be Marvel.
Right.
And I don't expect that because that's a unrealistic expectation to have. Right? 12 Marvel movies in a year. That's not going to happen. So I want these other people to step up and give me something to go and see.
Right.
Right? So I just want these people to shut up and just accept the fact that Zack Snyder dropped the ball and let's move on from that. Like, we don't want to encourage Warner Brothers to make more stuff like this, man. Like 70% of that movie was boring and 30% of that movie was like, it didn't have to happen, but it was exciting.
When we were in the theater and I turned to you and I was like, what do you think of this? At that point, I was like, I'm not a big fan. But then, like, you were like, oh, that's all right. I was kind of surprised but then, like, we went on and, like, I started to get more into it, and then, like, we kind of were on the same level. But I mean, like, yeah, it was weird. You know, there was a lot of things that I think they could have done differently. But I'm into seeing what they're gonna do with this Wonder Woman movie, which actually looks pretty good,
right,
from what I've seen so far. And I hope they don't fuck that up. I know that. That guy, I'm sorry for everybody who listens to me talk about anybody because I never remember people's names, and I'm so sorry. so the fucking guy who's playing Aquaman, what's his name?
Geez, I forget his name. Jason Momoa.
Yeah, the guy who raped Khaleesi. So
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, exactly, Jason Momoa. Like, I want to see him succeed as Aquaman. Like, I do. Like, I think he's a good actor.
Yeah, but
I don't want them to, like, fuck it up. Like, just take your time with it. Make it work.
That's my point. Like, I mean,
just don't throw it out there to throw out a movie, because then once it gets shitty reviews, you're gonna say it's because you guys suck.
When the Avengers came out, it succeeded because they didn't have to give us the backstory of each character.
Yeah, we already knew all of it.
We got it all in all the movies that came out prior to it.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Zack Snyder thought it was cool that we could just throw, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, everybody into a movie, right? And then we can explore who Wonder Woman is, and let's find out who Aquaman is, and all these characters. Like, why not just take your time?
Yeah, I mean, what he did with like the Justice League was what he did with the Justice League should have been what Marvel did with Nick Fury. You know what I mean? It was like, here's the movie. Oh, by the way, boom. And then we're like, oh shit, some stuff's coming. That's what it should have been.
Yeah.
Not these dream sequences where I didn't know that was Flash. I didn't know who the fuck that was.
Yeah.
It was like some weird ghost that came out of his computer screen. I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get that. So.
And then you had Jimmy Olsen, right? You know who Jimmy Olsen is, or no?
Yeah.
Superman's buddy.
Yeah.
The photographer.
Yep.
He was in the movie. I don't know if you knew that.
Nope. Don't remember seeing that.
So Zack Snyder thought it would be an awesome Easter egg for fans to have Jimmy Olsen be in the beginning of the movie and then die in 5 minutes. He's the dude that was with Lois Lane in Africa or wherever they were. That was the photographer who ended up being a CIA agent.
Oh, shit. That was him?
That was Jimmy Olsen.
How the hell am I supposed to know that?
I'm saying. Like, they said he was Jimmy, and I was like, I'm saying to myself, wait a minute. And then when he said he was with the CIA, I was like, oh no, that wasn't Jimmy Olsen. Then he died. I was like, that's definitely not Jimmy Olsen because he's Superman's buddy, right? And then I read online that Zack Snyder thought it would be a great way to, like, you know, have him in the this extended universe for the fans. Like, fans of Jimmy Olsen now are just like, shit. Oh. That sucks. But realistically, like, I don't know. There's so many things that they dropped the ball on, and again, I wouldn't hate it. I would not hate it as much if they didn't talk shit before they released such a half-ass movie.
Yeah.
You know, but whatever. Like, you know, we're done with that. We're gonna move on. I don't ever want to talk about Batman v Superman again because, again, I like the movie, and the more I talk about it, the more angry I get, and the less I like it. And
right.
I don't want.
I
that
think
to be
it's
the case.
we're only talking about it because it's connected to DC and it's the most recent thing that came out. But
Right.
I mean, we're not. I mean, yeah. I mean, like, I think we've kind of beat it to death, but it's all in relation to other topics that we've been talking about.
And I'm looking forward to Suicide Squad. Like,
oh, that's
crazy.
gonna fucking
Like,
kick ass.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna save Warner Brothers. To be honest with you.
Yeah, Suicide Squad looks phenomenal. Every trailer they've released is better and better.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what else did you have? There's a couple of things I know you wanted to mention.
Yeah, we have some new additions to the Iron Fist cast.
Oh yeah, okay.
Jessica Strout Stroop, I think that's her name. I don't know how to say it. I know her name, but I don't know how to say it. She's from 90210 from the WB version. She played Silver on that. And
I know who she is. Yeah, I'm looking at her right now.
Yeah, she's going to be in the show, and there's another dude, Pilfrey. Hold on a second.
Oh shit! Though she was in
Tom Pilfrey.
But she was on. She was in The Following.
Yeah,
when that was on. Yeah, I remember her. Yeah.
Yep. And Tom Pelphrey is from the show Banshee from Cinemax. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I've seen like part of it. I haven't seen. Yeah, I know who he is.
That show, Banshee.
Yeah,
you need to watch that shit because it's fucking dope. That is a great show. And
I've caught I think like maybe an episode or two, but I never really got into it. But I'll check it out.
They're basically going to play the kids of the dude that took over Rand Industries, which is Danny Rand's company.
Okay.
So like Danny Rand inherits a company from his family, and he disappears and goes like I'm pretty sure he's going to disappear and go in this mystical like kung fu place where he learns how to fight and gets like the whole Iron Fist power. Yeah. Then comes back. After I think 3 years. I think he's missing for 3 years. But when he comes back, these people have taken over the company. Like they're running the company in his absence, and I think that's going to be like the source of conflict in the show is going to be like him like trying to get control back.
Yeah.
I don't know much more about the show because like they haven't really released much information. I'm not even sure if they've started filming yet, but. We'll definitely keep people posted on that as more information comes out. But I just thought that was a really cool casting choice.
Definitely, man.
And then the other thing that I wanted to mention was, two more things. There's a Spider-Man movie coming out that's a joint collaboration between Sony and Marvel. We know that Spider-Man's going to be in it, obviously, because it's a Spider-Man movie. But they just announced that Robert Downey Jr. was cast to be in the movie, so that's actually pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool. Well, we obviously know what that is.
Well, yeah.
So
we know
he's
who
not just going to be like, "Hi, I'm Bill."
Yeah.
Like we know who he is.
Yeah, Tony Stark's going to be in the movie. That's I don't know if it's going to be an Iron Man scene or a Tony Stark scene, but that's going to be fucking cool.
So I think I'm pretty sure that Robert Downey Jr. by now has given Jon Favreau a couple blowjobs because he saved his fucking career. Dude, Tony Stark has been what has saved Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Like, without Iron Man, he would still be fucked, as an actor. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's definitely going to be, like, bowing down to Jon Favreau for saving his ass.
But the funny thing is, man, like, even before Iron Man, like, I was like Robert Downey was, he was a phenomenal actor.
I always said, like, dude, watch like 80s movies with him. I always loved him. And I'm like, and it was funny because my mom and I would always have conversations like that. Like, we'd see him and we're like, oh man, he's such a fucking good actor. Like, he's got to get his shit together. And he finally did. And with Iron Man, and I even told him, I was like, Mom, if he kills this, he's coming back. And he did. And it was like, boom, he blew up again. Like, he's so damn good.
Like, before Iron Man, he starred in this weird, like, animated movie called
I remember that.
A Scanner Darkly.
Scanner Darkly with Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder.
Dude, that movie was so good.
It was good, dude. It was.
And his character was he was great. Yeah. He was great in that movie. Like, he made that movie for me.
That movie was trippy too. Like, when you watch it, it was. A lot of my friends used to watch that but smoke weed before they watched it. Yeah, we're gonna watch A Scanner Darkly, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna not do that. So
like, I didn't want to watch it. Like, but then I ended up, like, I had nothing to do and I was like, just chilling. It was like late night and I just like stayed up and watched the movie and it was good.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it.
It was like a weird Charles Schwab commercial. I'm
looking forward to I'm looking forward to that movie, like, watching it again now because I haven't seen it in a long time. Like, I'm looking forward to watching that again. I'm actually going to make that a point.
Yeah,
it's such a weird movie, but it's good. It's like it reminds me of Vanilla Sky. like you need to stop that movie and like just like put your head in your
minute.
You need to put your head in your lap and go, what the fuck just happened? Like, I need to think about, like, before you move on, you got to pause it, discuss, keep going.
Right.
So, I will say this, man. I'm very excited about this weekend because fucking Game of Thrones comes back.
Yeah.
What do you think is going down? Like, what do you think we have to expect?
Man,
nobody knows what that show.
I never know, man.
Never know, dude.
You never know. That's the one show that, like, dude, like, besides like Khaleesi, like, I can't even tell you like the names of all the people that are in that show. Like, I don't even know like the characters. You know what I mean?
I like that guy on Sir Jorah Mormont. That guy, Khaleesi.
And Tyrion.
Yeah, Tyrion. I also Arya, I think, is going to be kicking some ass. And what's his face? What's his name? You know what I'm talking about?
Tyrion.
Yeah, Tyrion. Yeah, Tyrion. Yeah, cool. Good.
Didn't he die?
No.
I thought he got like at the end of.
No, he didn't die.
Come on.
There's no way he died.
Hold on. Look it up.
No, he's not dead, dude. They wouldn't do that.
Why?
I just don't think they would. Jon Snow got stabbed.
I know Jon Snow
multiple times. But he's dead, but he's coming back in a supernatural way. That's what I think.
You think?
Yeah.
You think he's going to end up being the king of the dead?
Maybe. I also think that I don't think the Hound is dead either. Because
the Hound's not dead.
Because she left him on that cliff, and I was like, she didn't kill him. I was like, he's not dead.
Nope, he's coming back for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna be all fucked up though. Like,
no, I think he'll be all right. He's gonna eat some grubs and
some grubs.
whatever the land has to offer and make his way back.
Oh, I survived by eating moss.
Imagine if he's all like skinny and shit. Like when he comes back, I'm so hungry.
Oh my god. Anyway,
give me a pint.
Well, I'm looking forward to Game of Thrones. I'm also looking forward. Silicon Valley comes back, which I love that show.
Silicon Valley is awesome.
If you guys haven't watched Silicon Valley, check it out.
And Ballers.
Ballers, yeah, with The Rock. Ballers is a good show, man.
That show is friggin'
I
great.
really liked it. I'm still looking forward to seeing how Lucifer ends. That show's getting good.
Yeah.
It actually really is getting good. And
I'm one episode behind on that, actually.
watch the last one. It was pretty good.
Team Lucifer.
Team Lucifer.
Which
fuck you, moms.
Which is a straight like you know that's like Civil War related, right? It has to be.
Yeah, probably.
Team Cap, Team Iron Man, Team Lucifer, right? Like yeah. It's got to be a dig. But it's cool as shit. Like, and this is look, I'm sorry I'm going back to this, but like all these people that say like, Marvel fanboys, blah, blah, blah. Dude, I am such a freaking DC fanboy when it comes to television and animation. You don't even know. Like their animated movies, like the Batman stuff that they do, like Son of Batman and what was the other one? Batman versus Robin.
Are they the ones that actually? Yeah, it was Mark Hamill, right?
Yeah,
yeah, fucking killed it. Best Joker ever.
Yeah, like dude, like that's proof positive that I'm not a DC hater, man. Like I'll watch any of that stuff any day, and I actually think it's better than the Marvel stuff.
Well, there you go.
And like the TV shows, I wouldn't say better than the Marvel stuff, but Marvel does have the unfair advantage of having Netflix behind them, which, I mean, if it was just Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I would still say I probably would prefer Arrow and Flash and those shows over Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I think they get it done better.
I can see that.
But yeah, so I mean, so all you DC fanboys and girls out there, shut the fuck up. Don't talk shit to me, okay, please.
Right.
Thank you.
So, yeah, man, I talked about everything I want to talk about, especially, I want to know what you guys think about the whole, Predator Wolverine thing. Like, guys, comment, tell us what you think. If you agree with us, if you don't, just let us know, man, because I really want to know what people think about that. You can talk shit to me, I don't care, because I know Predator's gonna get shit on anyway. But and I definitely want to know what you guys think about the Blacklist if you watch that stuff. So yeah, let me know. Other than that, I'm good, man. Are you good?
I'm almost good. I'd like to actually plug something here. It's called The Walking Dead, The Alien. It is a book by Brian K. Vaughan that was, allowed to happen by Robert Kirkman, because Robert Kirkman wanted to publish a book that Brian K. Vaughan and his team were, putting together, and he wants to publish it under Skybound. And Brian K. Vaughan was like, "Hey, yeah, sure, you can do that, but I'd like to. It has one condition: I have to be able to, write something in the Walking Dead universe."
Okay.
So, Brian K. Vaughan wrote this, and it's actually really, really cool. I don't want to give anything away, but it is about Rick Grimes' brother. He's got a brother, Jeff.
Okay.
Jeff Grimes. Somebody that was, he was mentioned in the Walking Dead comic in issue 3, or third issue, I think it was. And in, I think, issue 107 or 108, Kirkman, in the letters column, had vowed never to, tell the story of Jeff. Mm-hmm. But BKV, or Brian K. Vaughan, basically was intrigued by the character, mm-hmm. and has been thinking about Jeff since he was mentioned, and just had this story in his head, and he wanted to get it out. So you can check that out. It's actually on their website. I'm looking that up right now, so you can actually make your way over to it. It's called Panels Syndicate, panelsyndicate.com. You can actually name your price. Like, this is the coolest shit. Like, you can name your price. You can get it for free, which I don't recommend, because I'd like you to pay the artist and the writer for a phenomenal job putting together a nice little mini comic. Or you can give them $1, you can give them $2, you can give them $3, you can, whatever you want to give them. But I would definitely pay the team, because they deserve it, and it's a really, really good story. So go over there and check it out. It's panelsyndicate.com.
Word.
And that's
Cool.
it. That's all I got.
That's all I got. All right. Well, that's it. We are done this week for Redbeard Podcast. Guys, just a quick little note. We are going to be, if you check our Twitter, you'll see that I put a little post up with some green screen. We are going to be doing a lot of video stuff coming up over the next, I would say, within the next 2 weeks or so. We're going to get that going.
Yeah.
So please keep an eye on the website. We're going to be doing a lot of video stuff. We're just really excited about it. It took us a while to get this going, but it's going to start going.
It's expensive, and I wanted to get started this week.
Yeah.
But dude, it just like when we started the podcast, man, it's harder than it looks.
Yeah, it really is. There's a lot of setup involved.
Yeah.
Especially for video.
Right.
You know?
You got to make sure the lighting's right. You got to make sure that the the area is big enough to work in because of the lighting and the distance of the cameras and just making sure that you're positioned correctly and it's a lot.
Yeah. All we have to do now is make sure that my face is in front of this microphone.
So we did this.
Yeah. And no one knows that my pants are off right now. So, all right. Well, that's it this week. We'll catch you guys next week. And who knows? There might be a Tony Flying solo coming soon.
Might be.
Whoa, who knows? So,
I think we know, though.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
All right. Later.
Peace.
Peace. Later.
Wait,
Pants are on. No worries. Are you going to go in and take out that stuff that you were